It's back again. Beyond Good and Evil. Again.
Get back inside it!
Beyond Good and Evil has been remastered once again. This is a game all the way back from 2003 that was originally launched on the GameCube of all things, but I didn't actually experience it there. I did, however, play it on the Xbox 360, maybe 15 years later. This game, I have to say, it's been remastered twice now, and I could accept a third. This is an 8 out of 10 for me. This game is absolutely a gem, and it was a gem back in 2003, just as it is today.
Luckily, our elite forces have...
Here we are Jade and Paige, and we're kind of struggling in this pseudo-futuristic society, this kind of alien situation, and it seems like nobody is happy on this planet, of Hillis, I believe. But you are kind of dropped into this experience as some things are happening, some people are disappearing, something is amiss, and you are kind of an investigative journalist sent to explore what's happening and hopefully liberate the people of Hillis.
I found your camera, Jade.
So you have a camera, and the camera is actually very key to not only the story, but how to level Jade up a little bit and how to kind of purchase new things at the store and kind of expand your character a little bit through that. The way this is done is that you're taking photos of every different creature, every different species that you come across, and that will be uploaded away to your media manager, your kind of handler that does all your photograph work and stuff. You fill out some of these film rolls and they give you a bonus, a pearl actually, and those pearls are taken to the different shops and whatever. Now, that adds a lot of, on one hand, kind of something that I'm concerned with all the time. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, oh, did I see that? But at the same time, I really enjoy that because it's making me attent. It's keeping me alert, and I'm actually incentivized to explore the area. Now, like I said, this game is 21 years old at this point. It is remastered for the second time, but there's only so much you can do to this game. And being that it is seemingly still the very original code, this game is kind of clunky. The controls are not so bad, not nearly as bad as I've seen people complain about the GameCube, but the environments are still very clunky, very square. Everything is very low poly, and if retro games, I shudder to say the term, if retro games bother you, this will get in the way. But like I said, it is cleaned up. We're not dealing with any of that visual noise on the screen. This is not made for a CRT. So if you want to play this game in the current day, this is absolutely the best form of the game to play, and that kind of comes as no surprise. Now, some of the things that really make this game stand out, for some reason in my mind, is the world. There's a huge amount of things to learn and explore and different characters to kind of come up against, and like I said, you're taking photos of everything, so you kind of feel like you're documenting what's going on in this unfortunate, tragic slide of society due to the benefactors, but it is very interesting to play along, and I felt like I had a real part in that world. I'm holding a camera, but I didn't feel like a tourist, if that makes any sense.
We're gonna pulverize!
Being a tourist and exploring the world is really fun, but when it comes down to the action was actually really fun too. 21 years on, and this game still lives quite well. The kind of combo systems are nowhere to be found. It's really just mash X for attack. But you also have a Y sometimes, depending on who your companion character is at the time. They come in and do an attack, a ground pound to knock everybody up in the air. Whatever that is usually contextual. So you're with that character and they'll help you fight certain enemies, all the way up into a boss fight, typically. Now, these boss fights are not incredibly imaginative. Like I said, we've seen all these things 20 years ago, and well, they're no more innovative now than they were then, but really it's a series of bosses that kind of punctuate the exploration areas. So, okay, I'm taking photos of what's happening in this meat factory, and I know I'm done in the factory by the time I have that boss fight. It really punctuates it and then on to the next one. But that was a bit of a refreshing loop, because I always felt like I couldn't wait to get back out into the world and explore more and find some of these species to take photos of and really just enjoy my time in the world there. My least favorite thing about the world is still kind of endearing, and that's the weird music. behind a lot of the things you're doing. When you're playing that air hockey game, when you're doing some of the races, I believe it's Spanish language. I don't speak the language myself, but it has a little bit of an otherworldly kind of funky pop to it. And I look at it charmingly. I liked it at the time, but it does get grating after a while. Well, there you have it. A 21-year-old game, remastered for the second time. It looks a little bit nicer now. It's running on kind of current-gen consoles. If this is a game that you want to play, this is absolutely the way to check it out. And it's very accessible. Get in there, enjoy the world, and just try not to long for Beyond Good and Evil 2 as hard as we have for 20 years now.